Hello everybody and welcome back to Ireland, where we're going to continue our grass work today. I've just discovered some more sheds down here for our tractors and some implements, so we're going to just store some down here as well because the main yard can get very congested. Just put the 7840 Ford in here with the tedder, so that's going to stay in here for as long as it needs to really. Not really desperate to use that tractor again straight away because we've got the other one, the bigger one. So that's going to stay in there just for now. If we run up this muddy lane, this heads back to the main yard, and I just need to move the Fiat Agri because it's kind of blocking the way where it is. We've got the Fusion 2 McHale on it, so I'm just going to back that into the shed there. Like I said yesterday, we are going to have a yard sort out. I think the shed behind us actually is probably best for the bales, but not totally decided just yet. So at the moment it's just like a dumping ground for all the tractors. So just going to put this here. We are going to be using it today though, so it's not going to be here long. So yes, let's just disconnect that and disconnect the baler. And what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the store because I need to buy a windrower. I don't think we have one. No, we don't. So what I've done is I've downloaded a mod. I think it is just a reskin, but still something a bit different. It doesn't actually have a in-store photo, but it's a class Leithner 2700 or 2700. Let's buy that now. And I'm going to head down to the store and pick it up. Now you might be wondering at this stage when we're going to do some harvesting. Very soon, because we need to do some straw. I want to get some straw bales for our livestock for bedding and also for the total mixed ration. So that will likely be next week, I would have thought. Probably next Wednesday, but I haven't totally decided just yet. Now, the header trailer, which you will have just seen just then, and also in the first episode, which doesn't seem to hold the header very well, I've discovered that within that Deutz Fahr pack which I downloaded, there is actually a header trailer included, but it was put into the miscellaneous section, so I didn't actually see it when I looked into the header trailer section, into that category. So I'm going to have to replace that, I think, as the current one doesn't like to hold onto the trailer. It tends to just fly off. So I'll do that when we use it. We'll take the old one to the store, sell it and buy the new one. So there it is. I'm pretty sure that is the Pottinger with a reskin, but it is branded quite well. The skin has been done quite realistically, so we're going to use this today. We've got just two fields to actually row up, and that is fields number 4 and 5, and then we've got a lot of baling to do. We've got to bale 3 fields in total. One of them is going to be just silage bales, and it'll be wrapped instantly using the Fusion 2. And then with fields 4 and 5, they're going to be hay bales. We're going to use the Fusion 2, but we have to deactivate the wrapping mode. So with a bit of luck, it'll all work perfectly fine. I'm sure it will do. And then at least I will have tried out the Fusion 2. Never used it before, so looking forward to giving it a go. So we're starting to get quite a good looking sunset. I think probably though after this episode we'll skip to the morning. Some people don't like it when I do that, but it can actually pull up a few issues. Because if you're using a monitor which has got quite a good backlight, it doesn't matter at all, because it's quite bright still, you can see exactly what's going on. However, if you're using, for example, mobile devices, it's not exactly great, and it can sometimes just look like a black screen with just a heads-up display on it. So I'm not going to do too much nighttime footage, if any, just to play it safe. Like on my screen here, on my monitor, it's actually fine when it goes dark. I can still see everything perfectly. But on a mobile device, as I have checked, it is quite difficult to actually view. So I think it's just safest if I just record during the daytime, and of course dawn and dusk. Now this I think is actually the smallest base game rake which was available in Farming Simulator 15, because they got rid of just the single one. This is the double one. It was a Pottinger, I think, in FS13, but they didn't carry that over, so it's just a double one. The double one is fine though. I don't think you really need to use a single one. As a few people have pointed out, the smoke which this thing leaves when it's accelerating is immensely realistic. I really do like it. However, sometimes it can look like, just get around the corner, it can look like you've got some serious injection issue or a blocked air filter or something. But I do like the feature because obviously a lot of tractors would throw out some black smoke when you accelerate. In fact, I think most do. So still good, although I think sometimes it is a bit over the top, but it's probably quite hard to actually set that up to be 100% realistic. I have to say though, so far I am thoroughly enjoying this map. It is just a fantastically detailed but also quite a secretive map, because there's always a new area to discover. And as I've mentioned many times before, whenever you think you know a map and then you suddenly find another secret area, I think that is what is a real bonus on a lot of maps. That's just what makes them fantastic. It's the icing on the cake. It really is good. And this map is full of secret areas. But there has also been some other maps which I've done Let's Plays on, which have also had some surprisingly secret areas. In fact, there is one on Sandy Bay which I haven't even been to. I know of it, but I haven't been to it, and I probably should do. Just blast through this. Pretty much done. Then we'll do field number 5. Then we'll get the Fusion 2 baler going. And I would like to bale everything today. I want to do both these two fields for the hay bales, and also I want to do the silage bales, and they'll be wrapped. I don't think you have to load the baler up with any wrap. I'm not too sure. I don't think you have to, but I will have to double check, because I might be wrong. But yeah, we're just going through the back scenery there. Yeah, we're pretty much finished here. Yeah, good skin on that rake. Very good. So there we go. Let's get that folded up quickly. We're going to do field number 5, which shouldn't take too long either. We'll keep this gate open because we are going to return very shortly. Open the gate up. Quite a tight turning, I would say, to get in there. We might have to go into the other gate and then reverse in. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it's going to be quite difficult. If we go up here and then reverse around the corner, I would say that is a better option, although it's quite tight. There we go, we're through. So let's just roll this up as well. Still a very short job to do, won't take very long at all. The hardest thing is actually not hitting the hedge, because you can really pull it to the side if you catch the hedge, and also really damage the rake. And I probably should check our growth rate, because yeah, it's on normal. That's okay. I was just thinking, if it's on fast, this is going to be growing back through the mowed grass which we've done. Don't want it to grow back before we've even taken the bales off. But the Fiat Agri is a good tractor for this job. We're also going to use this tractor for the baling because it's got quite a lot of horsepower. It turns out it is the highest horsepower tractor we own, which is surprising because it seems quite small physically, but no, it's absolutely packed full of horsepower. So it's a very handy tractor to use, and no doubt we'll have to do some ploughing with it when we do our wheat harvest. The two crops we're going to do are wheat, which we've got some of, and also maize, because I want to do some silage harvesting, and that is the best, obviously the best crop for doing it with. You can do it with just grass which you've cut, but I think it would be quite interesting to do it with some maize as well. I'll probably download a forager mod. And once again, very close to the end. I think this is not taken too long at all. Maybe unrealistically fast actually. I seem to have done both these fields in real time in about 10 minutes. So I don't know if it would take that short period of time in real life. I don't think so. I don't think you could do 2 fields in 10 minutes. But having said that, and as I did mention yesterday, I think these tractors do allow you to go very fast with the implement that you're using. Like this is allowing us to do 20 kilometers per hour, which I suppose is quite fast for this job. I don't know exactly. Sounds a bit fast, but I might be wrong. And there we go, all finished. So this can now go back to the yard. We're going to have to find another storage place for it. There are so many pieces of equipment which we own, which I need to find storage places for. Now you can actually go up here. This basically cuts the corner, although you've got to be quite steady. It's very bumpy. And we're immediately back at our yard. Now this is the yard I started off at, and it's probably not the best place to be taking this to. However, actually no, it's not, forget it. I was going to say I might be able to squeeze it in there, but it's just not going to happen. We'll take it to the main yard. We do need to have a bit of a shuffle around with our tractors. Yeah, little Zetor tractor we've got there probably doesn't need to be there. We've got the silage pit, which I suppose at the moment is just going to have to be used as a storage area. But yes, we do need to sort all this out, and ideally we need to find some more sheds to put these in. So just quickly, I'll park this in here. And we're now going to go and get our baler. I think I'll probably do the silage bales first of all, because then I can try out the wrapping mode and get used to the baler. And that is in field number 21, so completely different direction to before. This is our field. If we go down here, if you watched yesterday's episode, we mowed all that. The mower instantly put it into swaths, which was very handy. It means you didn't have to go and row it all up as well. And our Ford tractor is still down here with the mower. Now there's a handy storage shed. It looks like a bale sell point as well, but I suppose it could double up as a storage shed. Need to make sure we've got the wrapping mode switched on, and we can start right from the field entrance. Turn the beacon off. So yes, unfold it first of all, and wrapping is deactivated. Wrapping is activated. I'm assuming that that's not opposite. Hopefully not. I think it's switched on now. I think. With a bit of luck it is. Otherwise this is going to be ridiculous, because we're going to go and drop an unwrapped bale. So hopefully this is all set up correctly. One thing's for sure, you wouldn't want a tractor with any lower horsepower. I'll try not to miss too much. Yeah, this is flat out. But the baler could be limiting it, I suppose. Here comes the first bale. Really hope that it is going to be wrapped. There we go. Yes, it was set up wrong, but luckily you have to unload it manually, so we didn't drop an unwrapped bale. Good. That could have been disastrous. But yes, it's all working perfectly. I don't think we're going to get many bales out of this, but that is absolutely fine. And now we can drop this by pressing O. You have to press O. That's just cut the wrap, and it's dropped it on the floor. Well, it's working fantastically. The only thing which is letting you down slightly is the horsepower which we've got on the baler. Clearly the tractor isn't big enough because it does struggle on the hills, and once it's actually wrapping the bale it can't get going again. So we're going to have to at some point replace, or maybe just buy another tractor, a bigger tractor. The JCB would have actually worked perfectly, but I had so many requests to get rid of it that really I didn't really have much option. So we're just going to have to get a higher horsepower John Deere or something, I'm not quite sure. John Deere is always very highly requested. And we're ready to do the next one. And that should automatically wrap this time, there we go. And it's going to be dropped in a very similar area, although we could hold on to it. I suppose one thing which is really good about manually unloading the bale is you can pretty much choose where you want it to be dropped, so you know it's not going to be blocking the way. So we could just back up here and then drop it just before we go down this swath. Yes, I've just realised that the other two fields which we're doing, 4 and 5, they're not too steep, but they are steeper than this. And this actually does struggle going up, especially when it's wrapping, it actually stops and you can't move again. So I was just wondering if I should probably do those two fields at the beginning of next week's episode, just really quickly, blast through them. With a bigger tractor, we should have got a bigger one by then. I'm thinking like an older John Deere, like a 90s John Deere. I think that would work quite well. But yes, I don't think we actually have a tractor which is powerful enough to use this baler on either of those two fields. So I don't really want to go over there and mess it all up. So I think what we'll do is we'll finish this field, which will probably still take a little while because it's very slow. And then I'll go and search for another tractor, and next week we will go and bale those two fields properly with the appropriate horsepower. We are almost full once again, so we've got another bale to wrap. One thing about this baler is you actually have to stop to let the bale go, and then it has to wrap it. But you can wrap on the move, but you just can't open the bale chamber on the move. Whereas the Chrome, I think it's got like another chamber where it can take in a certain amount of grass before it goes into the main chamber. So that allows it to move and unload the bale, which is quite clever. So it's looking like we're going to be getting 6 bales out of this field, which is quite poor, to be honest, but it doesn't matter because we are going to do another silage harvest anyway, and it isn't a very big field, so maybe 6 bales is alright, I don't know. we're on 97%. We've got a few bits and bobs lying around, so I'm just going to pick them up just to see if we can just get this final bale out. It would be very annoying if we can't. Well, that's 98%. We've got a bit more over here. It's not looking too promising. Ah, 99. We've got literally less than 50 litres remaining. It's nothing. Oh, come on. What's that? 27 litres remaining? Oh, no. We must be able to squeeze out just a bit more. It's like trying to get blood out of a stone, but we are there. We've just about had enough to create 6 bales. And I think this bale can go somewhere in the middle of the field. There is a slight incline, so they are rolling a bit. If I put it at this angle, it should be okay. We'll unload it there. And that is our silage bales done. So yes, not very impressive, but it's okay. Good baler though, just not enough horsepower on the baler. So we will return to this field next week most likely. And we'll get it all cleared, take it to the main yard and store them. They don't necessarily need to be undercover though. For now, we will return to our main yard just to drop this off, and then that'll be it for this week on A Taste of Donegal. So it's quite confusing because the dash display, when you indicate right, it actually appears on the left hand side, like that. But the left indicator is just to the left of it. So I think, well, someone in my first episode of this, well, I think they essentially laughed at me because they said, trust Daggerwin to indicate left and then turn right. But yes, it's confusing. It looks like you're indicating left when you're actually indicating right, because it appears on the left side of the dashboard. Here we are back at the main yard, and I think what we might do, although it seems weird, is just park this baler in this chap's driveway in the undergrowth, because there isn't much space and we're going to be using it again very soon anyway, so it should be okay just here. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. We will return next Tuesday on this map, and by then we should have a higher horsepower tractor. But yep, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.